Hey y'all.
Hi.
Welcome to another episode of Geekin Out. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I rushed home, got the kids something to eat.
She's like,
I got the
I'm
kids
hungry.
settled. Right, I'm hungry. So you hear me smacking my lips. I'm sorry because I'm hungry. I'll try to be better about it, but I gotta be
Go
hard
for
because
it.
right, because I'm hosting, so I got to.
No, I know worries, no worries.
Okay, so welcome to another episode of Geeking Out. I will be your host for tonight, Ricky Z. Um, Mom, social media / podcast manager, entrepreneur, educator, blah, 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 all those things. Happy to host with you guys tonight. And we are talking about comfort shows. But before we do that, let me introduce my friends. Y'all see every week we have Julian, our mage and artiste. And mage and artiste.
Yeah, I like them
Wheel of Time fanatic.
Yeah. Also, it was technically Star Wars and just a lot more lately because we'll get to it. But the Mandalorian man, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, for as long as I've known him, he's been into Star Wars way more than Okay, not more than Wheel of Time, but like I knew him as Star Wars before I knew Wheel of Time.
Okay, but the thing is though, like when we first met, that was like one of the first things he talked about was Wheel of Time, and he's been talking about it ever since.
Oh my god, yeah, it has like consumed me.
It's been on at least been on here like this once episode. He's mentioned it, at least once.
And here we are doing it again, like literally it finds a way in without fail.
Because he had been talking about this. About the Amazon show, like literally
it was
since
so good. I mean,
but it's legit
so
good. So, like right, I don't blame him.
It was good for its launch. You know what I mean? It didn't have so much already back like foothold already. It's kind of new on the scene in its own way. You know what I mean? So it did really well in a first run. So then it's already got renewed for second and then third season. So it's only expected to get better because they just get more money. The budget gets bigger. They can spend a little more.
They got that Amazon money.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going
Amazon.
We'll see what the next season holds, but so far it's been alright.
Trying to rival that Disney money.
Look, they're trying to rival Game of Thrones.
Can anyone?
No one can really rival Disney money. But no.
I mean, at the moment, even Disney can't rival Disney money.
That's why it's already breaking up into factions. Look, just Disney itself, Pixar, MCU, like Star Wars.
And they're all vying to like be the best one.
Disney Channel itself, it's got too many factions. And
well,
it's all one person
also
about
because
money.
Disney is still trying to recover from buying out Fox. Like,
ooh.
Yeah.
They are still trying to recover from that big fatty purchase.
Yeah, but that fatty purchase is going to give them that big fatty check. That's why.
If they do it right.
That's the problem. There's the thing. We know that they fucking know how to do it right.
They know how to do something. Oh, sorry. So
also, we just got on tangent.
Right, we did. We sure did. Also, we have Jermaine, Jack of all fandoms, here. What's up, Jermaine?
Hola,
hello. Thank you for joining us tonight. Timon is
predisposed.
He's indisposed at the moment.
Yes.
And it's his turn to be in the dungeon.
Predisposed.
Well, we'll see. It depends on what time he gets back.
Hopefully he'll be back soon. From his other arrangement.
The dungeon, Julian, you should be far familiar with since you were there last.
That's usually my seat. My throne is in there somewhere, I think.
What?
Story of my life.
Oh, all right. So this is us for tonight. So thank you for joining us. Okay, so make sure let's do the spiel. Like, subscribe, follow, find us, and all the things. We're on Twitch, on like multiple platforms on Twitch, like literally 3 different things on Twitch. Facebook, Twitter with @MediaWoe, Instagram WNM, so WNM Geekin Out, really with only one G. You can follow our parent company, Will Nilly Media. We're on TikTok too. And I just decided, so I just don't. Yeah, I'm on TikTok. We're on TikTok. Yeah, I gotta do better about posting on it though. Okay, so like a month ago, I joined another app called Hover, and that like caters directly to Twitch and gamers. Like, so basically, Twitch creators or Twitch content creators, and essentially you can do the same thing like you do on TikTok. It's just directing more people to your Twitch. And so if you can find me, Ricky Z _, it's kind of like it's like
for Twitchers.
Yes,
basically that. I know, right? If you go on there and find us there,
change now before they
look. Let me send you my reference code and look, I'll send you my reference code in a little bit.
Yeah, we can all sign up.
Yes, because it'll be fun.
Let's all
join the cover. Let's all get a Twitch and start streaming on Twitch all the time.
I'm mad at that.
I kind of want to, like, honestly. But yes, make sure you find us on all the things. No, for real though. I'll send you my reference code. Okay, so before we do that, do you want to go do a commercial break and then talk about the halftime show, or halftime show then commercial break? Which I want to do.
Whatever y'all want to do. I totally missed it, guys. I took a nap right in the middle of that. I couldn't do it. I was trying.
While I send Jermaine the reference code and then
I can look it up real fast.
Virtually curse out Julian, we're gonna go to a quick commercial break, okay, y'all? We're gonna do that. All right. Shout out to TK Publishing. So if you are a writer in the making, or if you have a book that you're ready to publish, check out TK Publishing and give him a shout out. He can get you out there. And so also, was it the Saucier saga should be coming out soon? The first book.
Oh yeah, the first book is out now, isn't it?
Is it?
I hope so. Now?
I know you can purchase it.
Definitely pre-order for sure.
Yeah, you can pre-order.
Barnes and Noble. It's that time.
Yeah, or at least pre-order. It should be out. If you check out Join the Fraternay, you should be able to pre-order it at least. So yes, so shout out to Tamon. Ooh, yes. So tonight's game is comfort. So whenever you hear us say the word comfort, because we are talking about comfort shows.
I know. We all need it today.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm totally hurt today because I have my bottle of wine too.
I was gonna say, I told her to make the word snuggie, but we were like, she said no, comfort. So now,
do you know why? But try fitting snuggie in into your regular conversation. We're definitely gonna say comfort at least.
I'm gonna say comfort. I'm saying comfort multiple times already. So what I'm drinking is a rum and coke in my thermos mug.
Ooh, I do agree with snuggie. I think snuggie would be a cute word for it, but I'm like, bitch, I'm not gonna say snuggie. I'm not gonna remember to say it. I'm sorry. And then the more I drink, the less I'm gonna remember to say it. But
right.
It's too hard. Sorry.
Right. Exactly. All right, so
I have wine.
Yes, I want wine.
Red Cabernet.
And I have my hot toddy tea. Which
is we love it. I love a hot toddy. Because I drink tea all the time. I live for tea.
No, I live for a hot toddy.
So I was like, I need some kind of caffeine of some kind. So instead, I drink 18 pounds of fucking tea to make up for it.
Mm-hmm. No, I live by some coffee, or I know I'm technically low key supporting MLN, but I'm doing better. The marketing,
multi-level
marketing. Have you been seeing these shops, like the nutrition shops? They're like nutrition shops, but they're really just like selling Herbalife.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Herbalife products. So like they make these loaded teas, and it's supposed to like give you energy and all this other stuff. I
Like
mean, I feel.
Nugenics, I think is one of them or some shit like
I
that.
mean, like I get energy. So what I do is instead of spending like $7 to $9, depending on the shop you go to, on that, I make my own at home with not the Herbalife stuff, but like stuff from Walmart. Like the little energy packets, and like they have little caffeine packets that are
Don't
like.
be fooled, y'all. She says Walmart, but what she really means is Whole Foods. I know what you do.
Oh no, I don't have a Whole Foods here. What are you talking about? I live in.
I see it. I get it. I get it. She means just like your regular stuff. You don't have to go.
No,
to, like,
I legit mean
store,
Walmart.
You know those things you can get it just wherever you find it.
Yeah, no, legit mean. I legit go to Walmart. Like they got the one that's like a taurine, like it's the caffeine packets, and they're like the same thing as the stuff that they use in Herbalife, except it's like super cheap. You can get like a pack of 18 for like $4 as opposed to paying like however much for Herbalife. So that's my caffeine between that coffee and
I said these are to keep your caffeine up. Is that why?
Yeah. That and like Vyvanse. So that's how I keep my energy and focus going.
Try. Those are rough times.
I mean,
hot.
I
burnt myself.
No, I know. Don't get me wrong. I know.
It is what it is. When you gotta wake up early in the morning,
I know. I don't know how you do it half the time.
Look, I don't blame you a lot.
I give you all the power because I can't.
All right, so
anyway,
the Super Bowl halftime show. So this is the one that doesn't fall into our Geekin Out parameters, but
yes.
But it happens, so we're gonna talk about it.
It does fall into our Geeking Out parameters. This is totally music. This is totally geek worthy. This is
Mary J. Blige is there. We're good.
Yeah. Mary J. I mean, there was all these old schools, and it totally speaks to the whole future nostalgia that they're doing. But if anything, what they're doing is they're just kind of marketing to the new wave of money that's coming up, which is us, our generation. You know what I mean? So it's like they're bringing back all the stuff we like because we're the ones who are going to now go out and spend that money for it.
And so, like, I get that, and I saw a lot of that on Facebook. But also, I'm thinking to myself, yes, the music that they specifically performed last night was like early 2000s Dre, early 2000s Snoop, Eminem, Mary J. With the exception of Kendrick Lamar. Like he's kind of the only outlier, but
well, they want to rope in some of the younger crowds stuff.
But like at the same time though, like these artists like Dre, Snoop, 50, 50 not so much, but 50 was more like early 2000s, but Dre, Snoop, Mary J. Blige have been around like literally all my life. Like I've been listening to their music in some form or fashion literally all of my life.
I think some of them late 80s still even.
I mean like legit like the 90s.
Came out in like 90s.
Yeah, like early 90s. Yeah. So like it's weird to see people like, oh yeah, that's like me in high school. I'm like, I mean, sure, that was like me in middle school, but like
that was also me as a baby.
Like hello,
I
legit I remember like my dad had Snoop's first album. My dad had The Chronic. My dad. Whenever I see old pictures of my dad from high school, he used to have that same hairstyle as Ice Cube when he was in NWA. It was like this Jerry Curl mullet. The Jerry curl, but it was almost like a mullet. Yeah. My dad had that look in high school. So like,
it's called a shag, ma'am.
Whatever. I'm just saying.
That's what we call it, shag.
Whatever. I'm just saying. Like, my dad looked like that. So like, my dad was around the same age as all these artists back then in the 90s when I was little. So like, I literally grew up with these artists. My mom had Mary J. Blige's albums. Like that's so like. It was weird to see people be like, oh yeah, this is me like in my adolescence, my teens. I'm like, no, this is me like I grew up with these listening to these artists at some point or another. And it's so funny, like the folks that are like there's clearly a demographic that we're not pleased with it, but at the same time, like there's more of a demographic that music was what we would listen to and what we would actually enjoy in our adulthood now because we grew up listening to it. Like understanding like the shift in the generations is coming. Like that was probably the biggest like sign that like, okay, y'all, we're not playing your favorite country artists, rock artists from the 60s and 70s anymore. No. I honestly like we're past that now.
It's time for like
it's literally time for hip hop. It's time for hip hop artists. It's time for the hip hop artists to come in.
Well, yeah, and it's funny because they also watch it for the entertainment, but the people who are gonna like pay to go to the shows now are again, they're catering to the people who are actually paying to see the tickets to
and it was in LA, right? Live. The game was in LA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that age range is different now.
Right. I mean, like that's like how you gonna have how you
gonna rather that age range is the same, but who fits that age range is different now.
Because it's literally like your older millennials and your Gen X's. Like that was that generation that was catered to right there.
I saw a meme where it was just like, oh yeah, they had to like play a show for like for the something old school for the old timies, right? And then and then you think about it and you're like, oh shit, that's
we're the old folks now.
But this is kind of just what it is.
It is what it is.
It's been that way for like the last 10 years. Like the last 10 years,
they've been like ushering us into our old age. Apparently,
we had like Lady Gaga, and we had Beyonce and Coldplay and Bruno Mars. Like it was a lot of 2000s. Madonna did one. Like it's been like that, and it's been very catered to millennials. Like who else would have been excited when Destiny's Child jumped back up on stage? Not Gen Z, like, and not the.
I remember I lost my
a portion of Gen X, but like millennials, yes.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. Okay,
a portion of Gen X, but like this felt clearly like because these artists, most of these artists, with the exception of Kendrick Lamar, like they're in their 50s.
Yeah, they feel even older. They feel like almost a little bit older than what they've been giving us.
Right?
Well, no, not necessarily.
They're about a hop, skip, and leap from their AARP membership. Okay.
Well, maybe that's why they're giving them this time now.
I mean, so was Jennifer Lopez.
True.
But Jennifer Lopez is an exception because she's playing that. She is milking that Latina card hardcore, and I have to give it to her because I'm trying to follow suit.
She did the Super Bowl for her 50th birthday. She was like, "I'm 50."
Right. Yeah, and I don't know. I think it's because these artists like they hit that mainstream pop era during the 2000s. Whereas normally you wouldn't see them on your regular radio station or your regular like they would strictly be in your hip hop R&B stations.
Yeah.
So like that's also it there because like maybe if you're in the comments like maybe I'm wrong, like I don't remember. I'm sure I know Mary J. Blige is still putting out stuff, but
she just got a new album come out.
Right.
Yeah.
Like 3 days ago.
Right. Dre is still producing.
Yeah,
Snoop Dogg still does music, but like that's not like the big thing that he's doing right now.
He's still relevant though.
Yeah,
he's still very relevant.
But it's just like these folks have been around
on everybody's stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it, but we love that man.
But like these folks have been around for decades now. That's the thing. Like these people have been around for decades.
I saw a video of him just before he was getting on. You guys saw that one? Taking a few pulls. It's just like
somebody posted about that. They were like Snoop Dogg was smoking marijuana before the halftime show, and I'm like, yeah.
I mean,
and the grass is green and the sky is blue.
It's not unexpected, but it's funny though because it's a phone video footage of like one of the producers in the background, but like before they they turn everything on so that you could see it live and stuff. So it's like a zoom in and somebody just like watching him from afar to like take some pulls. Like, duh, you just expect it to happen.
The difference, the age difference of these two, of Snoop, Dre, Mary, and 50 being so far removed from Kendrick Lamar reminds me of the halftime show from 20 years ago when Aerosmith was on stage with NSYNC.
Didn't Run DMC make an appearance on that one too?
Yeah, I think so.
Nelly did, and Mary J. Blige and Britney Spears.
That's true. Oh yeah, I do remember that one. That was a big show.
And that one was good too.
No, but Run DMC was there because that was that year that Aerosmith and Run DMC did a song together. They released a song back in the day, 20 years ago. Then.
You mean when Run DMC covered "Walk This Way"?
Walk This Way. Maybe that might have been it because they did play together at some point.
They did do "Walk This Way," but Run DMC wasn't there.
Oh. Maybe that was another show that they did it on.
Yeah, just kidding.
It was a different show.
Yeah.
But "Walk This Way" was an Aerosmith song.
Yeah.
10 years before Run DMC covered it anyway.
Yeah.
But when Run DMC contacted them to ask if they could sample it or use it as a sample in their song, then Aerosmith was like, let's just do it together. I'm down. And
see, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, why don't we just make music?
Right.
Don't take it, put me on there.
But I also think like think about like right now, if Aerosmith were to do a Super Bowl halftime show now.
No.
As opposed to 20 years ago when we were all a little bit younger and we kind of knew who they were, and we kind of because by the time we were all in middle school, we still had heard a few Aerosmith songs. They still did a couple songs here and there by then.
Aerosmith was still big then.
They were still big, but like they still had they had done a song for like Apollo by that point. They still had some songs out, and back then we still had VH1 playing music. But like now, I'm thinking like, what if Aerosmith was playing?
Yeah, what has Dre done that people remember? Like
nothing really.
The song that they just played.
Dre released anything was like 2000.
Chronic, the Chronic 2000. That's literally what it was. That was literally it. But he's been behind the scenes producing everybody's stuff. That's the thing.
That's the thing. Everyone who was out there is still kind of really relevant in their own way, though. They're just not musically. They're not generally musically relevant, except for like.
I think like Mary J. Blige is not necessarily hitting the pop stations. She's
not hitting the pop stations, obviously.
Right, like she's on the R&B stations. She's always on the R&B stations, and that's fine.
That's the thing, though. I feel like all of them don't kind of hit the pop stations, so
no,
you know what I mean. They don't kind of make it mainstream that way. They are still relevant, but in different industries, in different places. Like Snoop does. He's got that talk show now.
Most of them now are behind the scenes, except for Snoop. He's like, I think whenever he releases an album, like it's a secret.
Yeah.
But like he still does features on everybody's stuff.
Yeah.
Like, he just did a feature with like Katy Perry, and then he did another feature with like In Vogue, and then he did another feature with like who?
Yeah.
I think he just did one with Dua Lipa. Like it don't make sense.
Don't.
Well, he's just an icon.
I mean, you gotta at least have one feature. If you're not having a feature with Snoop, what you doing? At least one.
You're clearly not doing music.
Right.
Having a feature with Snoop is like having a guest spot on Law and Order when you're an actor. Like if you don't have one of those,
that's it. No, because you gotta at least hit those serial shows. You gotta be on at least one Law and Order. You gotta be on at least one CSI. Yeah. You gotta be on.
You got. It doesn't matter what part you play. You
don't matter if it's New York, Miami, SVU, Criminal Intent, all that stuff. No, you gotta at least be on one of them.
That's funny.
Or at least an episode of Grey's Anatomy. That's what it is.
Is that show still on? No.
It is.
Shut up. Like current? I just saw PS. Oh my god, guys! I just saw a fucking commercial for The Young and the Restless.
That's just still on too.
Is that shit still on? Like legit? It's because it was like on Pluto, so it was like okay, Pluto plays things that are technically done, you know. So I'm like, maybe it is like the 8,000th. Like,
I'm telling you, I got Twitter mutuals that still talk about some Young and the Restless, some soaps.
Yo, I'm like,
isn't that the show with Richie's on?
Who? I'm sorry, what?
The kid that played Richie on Family Matters is either on The Young and the Restless or The Bold and the Beautiful. One of those shows.
Bold and the Beautiful.
Bold and the Beautiful. There's another one that I can't believe is still like around and stuff.
That's that kid for real?
Yeah.
These are the days of our lives.
There was some point in time when I was like a stay-at-home mom, like I watched that shit, and so that I never connected the dots. Holy snap! Anyways, oh my god. So speaking of like comfort things, it's time to talk about our main topic is comfort shows.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
I'm ready.
These are fun.
Take you a drink. Take you a drink.
I just don't.
But if you're in the comments, if you're watching, let us know what your favorite comfort shows are. We're going to be talking about ours in a little bit. But first of all, I want to talk about, the
parameters of what that is.
Well, and the thing is, though, so like, it's really an individual stance on why we watch comfort shows. And so it became more prevalent, at the beginning of the pandemic when places were being locked down. If your state had any common sense, so all shade.
You don't do that. Common sense.
Common sense, but no. So like if you are feeling anxious and dealing with stressors, and you have a show that you feel comfortable with, something that it's kind of predictable for you, either it's because of like the writing or like because you've seen it so many times, if there's something comforting about that, having that background and knowledge that this is what's going to happen in a show to make you feel better and to calm you down. So, and the thing is though, like when you think of that, like any show could fall into those parameters for you. It just really depends on the show for you and like what you're looking for in a show. So what is it? I read it somewhere, like, basically like, especially when we have like anxiety, for those of us that are neurodivergent and we need something to kind of like just to calm the nerves, to calm the bees that are buzzing in our heads, and to help us like complete a task, get shit done, or just zone out and like disassociate for a while, you're gonna watch your comfort shows. So let's get into like your favorites.
Well, why do you guys watch your comfort shows? What do you watch yours for, Ricky?
Ooh, I watch mine. Honestly, I watch mine to fall asleep. I watch mine to sleep. I mean, like because like I
know a lot of people who do that though. It's
like I know people like there's a lot of people that I hate doing that, or like they wanted to be completely silent when they go to sleep. I can't. I have to have something, and sometimes I'll go back and forth between, depending what it is. For a while, I'd be like, I would listen to the radio, and that would make me feel better, and I would fall asleep. And like if I woke up in the middle of the night, I could go back to sleep with that, and then fall asleep to the TV. Like I do that too. But that's mainly what it is. Like I'll put on something, and it's just nice little background noise, buzz, especially if I already know what's going on, or nothing that can really surprise me.
Yeah.
It calms me down and it makes me fall asleep. I like that.
Sometimes I find that hard only because, like, if it's like a good string of episodes, I'm like, oh no, I can't fall asleep because I love these episodes.
Right.
I'm hyped. I'm hyped. Like these are such good parts. Like no.
But that's also why, like,
the right time.
Yeah, but that's also why, like, it takes me forever to like catch up on anything new, because, like, usually by the time I'm able to like sit and watch something, it's bedtime. I gotta get up in the morning, so like, either I'll try to watch something new and then possibly fall asleep in the middle of it, and then have to try to find time to watch it again, or I can just put on something that I'm comfortable with and don't mind having on in the background and go to sleep and not feel bad about it.
I try to stick with music only because the visual sometimes gets me caught up.
Yeah.
But I understand that. I do that actually now a lot more than I used to. I do that now more.
Yeah.
I get that. But it gets hard sometimes.
Yeah, it does. Oh, all right. What about you, Jillian?
I mean, okay, so all right, so mine's just generally always background, whatever I can use it for background on. So like I really like to do that more when like I'm working and things, because if I'm doing anything that like requires a little bit more of my attention, it all it really does is help me drown out everything else and focus on what I'm doing. So like I can't really watch anything new while I'm doing that. So like busy work and like watching something new at the same time is actually kind of hard for me sometimes, because if it's something that like I actually want to pay attention to and I want to catch the little nuances and stuff, I'm not gonna do it. I can't focus my attention like that. You know, like I'm working. I'm like, I need comfort background shows.
Right. Oh, that's kind of how I am with like if I want to watch like a new movie. And it takes me a good bit to focus on it, because a lot of times I'll start watching a movie, get on my phone, and then kind of like go back and forth. But like I have to sit and like do my hair. Like I'll retwist my hair, and that takes me a while. And that's how I'm able to like watch a movie, a new movie, and stay focused on it long enough.
Yeah. No, I hear you. And then it's actually kind of funny because you said comfort shows, but I'm kind of getting more into comfort shows like maybe in the past like decade, I guess. But like my lifetime hasn't really been as much comfort shows as much movies. I always had go-to movies that I would watch over and over and over again, because I don't know, shows just maybe the only like two. We'll get to which ones they were and why. But like back in the day, there was like only 2 shows that I watched like consistently. But they were, we didn't have them on demand the way we have them now. You know, you could only see them at 3:00 or 12:00 or whatever the fucking time it was on, because that was it. The inconvenience of life,
like that we had everything.
Yeah, exactly. It was different for us then. You know, we couldn't just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch my shit. You know, I don't want to watch anything right now. I'm just gonna watch what I want to watch now instead. No, that's not how that works. Like, it's like you watch the movies you had, or if you had it like the seasons on DVD or something. But that's not always as common as it is now. So I had a lot more go-to movies because those I had more quick access to. So those are more my comfort shows. So it was Star Wars. For example, The Matrix was another one. Oh man, I used to watch those things. I watched that shit on repeat. I'm sorry, hardcore. That and actually the X-Men, the original X-Men's too. Only because, and they were so terrible. Like the first one was the first one was so disappointing the way it was. We don't like to talk about it in that way. But when it first came out,
so bad in it.
It was so bad. It was so bad, especially in hindsight. But like now, when it first came out, and like I watched that for the next 3 years
watch it
religiously. Yeah. Like I watched it all the time.
We had an X-Men episode last week.
Twice, I think.
Yeah, right. Like we got into it. Now we see it. We're like, ooh.
I did not think it was that amazing. I was mad that everybody got whooped on. Storm got whooped on hecka bad by Toad. Nobody could do anything other than like Wolverine, and even he got beat.
Whatever. All these movies were made to just highlight Wolverine most of the time anyway.
Right.
Okay,
but I remember like last year when we talked about X-Men movies.
Yeah.
A lot of our first season, like I would watch them, and then that would be a comfort movie too, just having them on in the background. And, like I would literally fall asleep if it was late enough.
Yeah.
And it was like no shade, but like I was just tired. But it was enough. The noise didn't bother me enough to like keep me awake. I would go straight to sleep.
Honestly, actually, also Harry Potter. The Harry Potter movies. I don't know why, but they
maybe the first
comfort for me, because it's just like
maybe the first couple of them.
The actual fantasy in the background.
Because all right, so
Christopher Columbus was directing.
So like when they did so I watched the side note. What was it?
The anniversary?
The anniversary.
I did not. I want to see it though.
It's good, but it made me want to watch the book 7, episode 2, like the second book. Not the second book, the second book, but the second part of book 7.
The
And
movie.
yeah, the movie, yeah, Deathly Hallows Part 2. And I don't think I could fall asleep to that. Like, I really, like, because I really was like, oh my goodness, like, there's so much.
It's so good.
It was so good.
Though. Honestly, those movies were pretty solidly produced.
They got the things, they got better with time, and I think they still hold up with age. Like, everyone can agree, like, the first two, well, the kids were just getting their footing, and like their acting was like and but like as they get older, the films like got darker, the books got darker, and like literally the pictures were darker. Like you had to squint and see brighten your TV just to be able to see it.
I think they started that shit. Yeah, they do that all the time now.
They do it with everything now. Anything that's even like remotely solemn, they darken the screen as hell. So bad. I'm like, I can't see a thing.
All of The Witcher, all of like
all of like that last thing at Game of Thrones, like I was squinting so bad. I could not see anything. But yeah, sorry, side note. Harry Potter, comfort show. Go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, Jermaine.
Jermaine, what do you use yours for? Yeah.
Your comfort shows. Shoot. My comfort shows, if I have anything that I have as a comfort show, I'd probably put it on either to go to sleep to or to have play in the background while I'm doing an art project. Like if I'm sewing or if I'm painting or something like that. If I can't get music to play, because if I'm doing an art project, I prefer music because then my eyes don't have to be on it.
Right.
But if not, then I'm totally gonna watch one of those shows and just have it playing. Like if I'm in the mood to have that excitement drive my art project, then that's what I'm going to do.
What I love about go ahead.
Normally,
no, because I got a good segue.
That the shows are either the Deke dub of Sailor Moon. I know. Shut up. She-Ra, Princess of Power, or
wait, the new or the old?
The old one. The new one hadn't even come out yet. Like,
didn't they do a new She-Ra?
I mean, they do have like like. She-Ra's been my comfort since before the reboot.
Yeah. It's a childhood, yes, the old one, obviously.
And X-Men, like the 90s series. I used to watch that so much. I don't watch it as much now anymore because now I have X-Men Evolution and Wolverine and the X-Men and Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like I have so many other shows that are so better written. Like I can still go back to the 90s show and just be like, yes, this is my junk. But it doesn't hit the same.
No,
especially since my memories of it are so different from the versions that we have. Like I have recordings because I recorded it because I was a big old pirate as a kid. Every Saturday morning it was me and the VCR. But they changed some of the music to copyright safe versions of songs. So people can or can't remember, because I remember during the first playthrough of the first season, when Storm would do something big and dramatic, they would full on play Flight of the Valkyries.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that.
But now they play Flight of the Valkyries adjacent.
It's like the karaoke version.
Levitation of the Valkyria.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
Something like that.
That's rude. Oh my gosh. That's
Valkyria Leviosa. That one.
right.
Oh
This is the one that they play.
Valkyria Leviosa. Yes.
Not
Yes.
quite the same. Not
No.
quite the
No.
same.
No.
No, we
Oh my-
hear it. We stand
No.
that though. But
Oh
yeah,
my
it
goodness.
has changed over time though a little. Like the comfort shows, they have kind of evolved a little bit.
Mhm.
And like they've changed over time. It's
You
weird.
know,
I
the
feel
way that
sorry
Disney
for people that think that Supergirl is a comfort show.
Wow.
you mean the new? You mean the one that got the one that's on the CW right now? That one?
Mm-hmm. Because that show is not comforting. If you can watch that show and not get stressed out by the dialogue,
I think I watched like a couple episodes of that show, and I was not into it. I was not. Sorry to those fans.
I haven't tried a CW show since a very long time. The last one I did was Vampire Diaries.
The Vampire,
and only because it was on Netflix and because it was asked of me to start it, so it's like I couldn't finish it. I couldn't stop it. I mean, it was like, oh, once I'm begun, I can't stop it until it's done.
Exactly.
Man, they are still trying. I just saw this article that said the Legends of Tomorrow is adding in Donald Faison as Booster Gold.
And the fact that show is still going, and I hear nothing about it, but it's still going. I hear nothing about it, and it's still
These
going.
are really random landmark moments where they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna get this last character," and it's like,
and I'm thinking,
it
was. I keep thinking that it was canceled after like 2 seasons. No, it's still going.
I predicted that it would be canceled after 1 or 2 seasons when it just became a show. When it became a series, it was just the redheaded stepchild to shunt off all the characters from Flash and Arrow that weren't good enough to be the main cast. Like,
I hated those.
And yet it's still going.
So I guess maybe it
still
is good.
going, and it had the worst demise of all the shows. It was like, oh, we're a time traveling band of people that have to go through time and fix things.
Time.
I can't necessarily say that it's a good show. Like, it was something that I could put on and fall asleep to. That's for sure. And I'd wake up in the middle of the night and be like interested for the time that I was still up, and then go back to sleep. But like, it's just it's one
of comfort show.
I mean, but it's one of those shows where it's like it doesn't get nearly as much press as some of its like heavy hitters, like, you know, like it wasn't big like the Flash, it wasn't big
Flash
like
or Arrow or Black
Lightning.
Black Lightning that you always see commercials for,
right? Like right. But even like Black Lightning's done, so like even Black Lightning is. But like
I know,
Legends
of Tomorrow, Black Lightning because everybody said that one white, like that light skinned guy was like the best villain of all TV. And I'm like, I gotta see it.
They're supposed to be doing a spinoff. They're supposed to be doing a spinoff of one of them. One of the dudes off of Black Lightning. Malik, what was his name? I forgot.
I guess we're going to watch it. How many seasons?
Look, Black Lightning at least had like three or 4 seasons. Like it had 4 seasons. Like I need to catch up on Black Lightning, to be honest with you. You know what? I might do that. I might start from the beginning. But yeah, like I'm still surprised by Legends of Tomorrow. Like, how did that happen? Like, it's still going.
That's because CW don't know how to cancel things when they're not good.
Just keep it going.
They got 3 people watching every week, and they're like, you know what? Those are pretty good ratings.
Do you know why? Because they have this proven fact where all of their shows like make a random comeback 30 seasons in. That's what they're holding out for, the second wind.
But the
wait till you get to season 6. That's when it drops. That's when everything gets great. And then for the next like 4 seasons, it's good, and then it ends. But yeah, I had to watch the first 12. That bitch in between.
That was like one of the ones I was starting to watch. So like, So I have to say here, like Disney Plus has some really good things to fall asleep to, like things I want to watch, but I also like okay with falling asleep to. Like so they have like the old cartoons that I like. Some of the newer stuff is good too, but like
The Mandalorian is fucking phenomenal.
But the thing is that
Turner
like
and Hooch.
but I, like the thing is like I would want to watch what's actually happening on the middle. I don't want to fall asleep to that. Like I want to be able to watch it. But like the only time I can watch some of those things without the kids bugging me is at nighttime.
Honestly, DuckTales is good.
Yeah,
Watch that.
I love DuckTales.
We did the whole episode.
Look,
that shit was great.
Look, no, because when I was watching that with the kids, they were all about it. But it's just some other stuff. Like what are they watching right now? They should be getting ready for bed. Gravity Falls, like that.
I've heard of that one. I've never seen that show.
It's okay. It's got some funny moments.
But I can't do it.
No, I what was the other one that they liked? It like Star Butterfly
against Forces of Evil. I can't get into that one either.
I like that. That one had some funny moments too. I like the theme song. I think that's what it is. I like that one, but I don't know. And Claire likes Claire's my daughter for those that don't know. Kipo on Netflix.
I heard of that one.
And Centaur World.
I've seen 2 of those episodes.
I heard Kipo's really good.
They like Kipo's actually is pretty good. I catch snippets of it all the time. And Centaur World, that one is there into right now it's something. I don't know. You just check it out if you haven't already. Centaur World.
It's about centaurs and their world. I'm sure.
Centaur World is not a children's show.
Oh.
They watch it and it's got to be something because I feel like Claire watches it on her profile. I mean,
maybe it's like teenager worthy, so maybe it's like not that kiddie, but maybe it's
Centaur World
either.
Sort of has this Rick and Morty feel to it.
So it has
also Adventure Time.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it. Yes, it does.
Okay, well then.
Because they like Adventure Time too. Like Adventure Time has become a comfort show that we put on, and we all fall asleep to.
Yeah,
like literally all 3 of us will do that. And so like
I was gonna say that, but Adventure Time kind of like they address like adult themes in a way.
Yeah, in a way.
Later on.
Yeah.
But Centaur World it's not the extreme and vulgarity of Rick and Morty, but I think if I pay attention to it enough, it might have some themes in there that I may have to discuss with my children. But right now, they're not spouting out crazy things, so I let it slide.
Right. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like sometimes sometimes you find those right ones that it flies right over their heads, and you're just like, okay,
almost like Animaniacs and Tiny Toons doing those jokes.
Well, that's another thing that they try at least to do. Not necessarily try to put any vulgarity in there particularly, but they try to cater to both the kid and the adult who has to watch the show with the kid. You know what I mean? So you have to give this something a little bit adult and funny for you to laugh at, because otherwise,
I mean, there's a reason why Elmo hates Rocco. It's not so the kids get it.
I get it.
So let's get into Hush. Forrest, I'm on the show. Just hush. All right, sorry guys. Top 3 comfort shows. So y'all go first.
Okay. Top 3. Do you want to go first then, Jermaine? Want to hear?
I mean,
this list was hard to do, I have to say, because I'm like, oh my god, there's too many. Top 3.
Okay, so my number 3. Number 3 is honestly Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's hard for me to have that on and not want to watch every episode. But if I fall asleep, I'm not like, oh, I'm hurt. Like
it's like I'll come back to it eventually.
I have to watch that series at least once a year. Like it's a thing.
That I agree. But I would lump Legend of Korra with it though, only because I can put so many things on this list. I don't want to keep them
you gotta
separate.
continue the whole series. The whole
Exactly.
series.
Exactly. Okay, this is the yes. All right, good. I just want to make sure because there's like that little bit of split between the fandom where some of them are just like, oh, I don't even like Airbender. They're only there for Korra kind of thing. And I'm just like, what? How can you not?
I don't understand those people. I don't understand those fans.
Those
How do you
people
love
confuse
one but
me.
not the other?
Yeah, and what I will give them is that the writing is kind of different, just because like the age range both of those shows are targeting are different. You know, if anything, like the Airbender's the first one. You know what I mean? So it's for younger kids, and then Chorus for a little bit older when those kids grow up. You know, those fans when they've grown up, kind of to snag them and that
So
kind of
I think the point is like hopefully like those fans kind of grew with.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
like the point. But I guess I don't understand people who would not see that. You know what I mean? See that progression and be like, okay, they're technically one and the same. You know what I mean? But there's people who like Korra and not Airbender, which makes no sense.
I don't understand how people can like Korra but not Airbender.
The other way around, maybe.
Simply because, well, they're younger and they're goofier.
Yeah.
Not really.
No,
I mean,
not
you
really.
can't compare Aang's goofiness and Sokka's goofiness and not look at Bolin and Varric. Like, they're just as goofy.
Yeah, I agree. That's a solid 3. What do you got for 2? We like that one.
Oh, I'm doing all 3 of mine right now? Okay,
Oh
number 2.
no. Oh well, yeah, do it. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, do it.
You top 3. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, so Julian's number 3 then.
Okay,
Oh.
my number. Okay, so my number 3.
Oh.
Okay, so sadly, it's not that, but now I kind of want to put it as 3 just to kind of lump it in there because I definitely have it on my list, but I think it was number 2 for mine. But number 3. Oh shit, Julian. I had these, but I kind of. Alright. Golden Girls? No, that's my number 1. Lies. That's my number 1. That's a lie.
Okay.
That's my number 1. That's my number 1.
That's solid,
My
though.
number 2.
No, that's
my number 2
consistent.
is Airbender. Julian, what is your number 3? What do you want?
Yeah.
Who are you? Oh my god, it would probably have to be Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay.
That I default to that
or
one.
Brotherhood.
The Brotherhood. I will watch the other one as well, to be honest, because like I'll kind of, you know what I mean. If I'm in the comfort show kind of feel, I'll put on the one, play it the whole way through, and then put on the other one, play it the whole way through. But Brotherhood is the better one. Brotherhood is my more favorite of them. To be honest.
Okay.
Mm.
I see it. I feel it. I taste it.
Brotherhood. Yeah, Brotherhood is Brotherhood is the one where it ends with their dad. Yeah.
Brotherhood is the one where
his,
lust is.
He loses his ability in the end. He loses his ability to transmute.
It's been a while since I've watched Brotherhood or Full Metal Alchemist.
The one where he loses his ability to transmute in the end. That's that one I love. That one and he goes off with his brother at the end.
In Brotherhood, the final villain or Pride is what's his name? The general. And in Full Metal Alchemist, the full one, Pride is their dad.
Yeah, Pride is
Hohenheim
Pride.
White.
No, Pride is the boy. Pride is the boy.
Oh, you're right.
Their dad is the main. You know, he made those homunculus. Those homunculus are pieces of him, of the dad.
Yeah.
Those seven homunculi are a piece of the dad, and then the dad is like the old school sorcerer or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
No, he's the first homunculus. That's what it is. The dad is the first homunculus, right? because he took over. He took over that one body to get out of the tube. Okay. Anyway, point being, Full Metal Alchemist is my number 3. Brotherhood specifically, I will watch Full Metal Alchemist, the first iteration of that series, which doesn't technically follow the manga, the main storyline that it's derived from, because it didn't finish when that series first came out and finished. You know what I mean? So the story was still kind of going. So then when that one finished, then they made the actual anime after the main manga and its completion, its story's completion, and they used that instead. So and so obviously it follows more closely in that way, but it was also a little bit better written in that way too, because the story kind of knew where it was going versus just kind of veering off left, because they had to wrap it up and kind of cater it to themselves. But yeah, it's amazing. The action is awesome. The lore and like the magic and the fantasy of it is really great. And then just honestly, like the heartfelt moments were so good. I cried I cried a lot. They were like really, really touching, like really wholesome moments. That's why there was a lot of wholesome moments, because it's like it's a couple of brothers, you know, and them against the world kind of a thing. So it's really heartwarming in that way, because it's like they're always there for each other, and just, you know, their journey to
especially watching
becoming men and stuff.
Like keep each other safe.
Yeah, that's like it's such a big thing. And honestly, when we like adding her in the third, I think it's like the third season of it. Is it 3 seasons? I think it's actually cut into seasons. When I watch it, it's always all together, so I can't remember. But like when it was aired, I think it's like a 3rd season in a way. I think. Like,
when Winry
comes around a lot more, and they're up in the north, and they're up in her story arc plays a little bit more into it, and she's like a childhood character of theirs, a childhood friend of theirs that like gets a little bit more into it, and it's really wholesome though to kind of tell that story.
When she becomes their Sakura.
Yeah. She's great. I love it though.
Speaking of which, that's my mom's. My mom's like comfort shows specifically are Monk, Naruto, and what would number 1 be? Probably The Mentalist or The Pretender. No, it's The Mentalist.
Okay, that's like probably that bad. Monk. My mom loved Monk when it came out. She lived for that show. That was a good one. So, Ricky, what's your number 3?
Okay, number 3. So, mine's kind of a grouping.
Yeah, I felt like I had to do something like that.
So for my number 3 would
Hold on, let me guess.
What?
Is it Vampire Diaries, the originals, and the new one?
And the Legacies?
No.
The Legacies?
No, I have not watched Legacies at all. And no, it's not that at all. Roman says his their top comfort shows are true crime and murder mysteries.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know how you fall asleep to that.
Like murder
mysteries? Right, like I know, right? That's
hard. ID channel.
More power to you. I would be scared to death.
Although, actually, okay, I lied. So actually, my 3rd might have actually been really random, but because we're talking like in general, the fucking Food Network. I forgot. Oh my god, I used to put that shit on all the time. Like my entire college career was like Food Network.
Because I'd say to be hungry
all the time, but it was also the worst because I was hungry all day long.
All right, so my number 3 is actually like any rendition of the Batman cartoon.
Ooh.
So like Batman the animated series, the Batman, Batman Beyond.
That would.
Yes, like any of those 3, I could put one of those on and have it play in the background. Be good to go. I like that.
You know what? So, I'm gonna get you a DVD set of Beware the Batman.
Ooh.
So you can have the new.
Are you sure it's not? Is it not on
HBO Max?
BH Max already?
I think so.
Okay, so okay, I'll have to look then, because that's where I'm watching all of them.
Ooh, you know what you just reminded me of?
What?
Batman Brave and the Bold. That series was so good.
Batman what?
Brave and the Bold. I haven't
Brave
seen
and the
that one,
Bold.
but like
Uh,
I haven't
yeah,
seen
what is
that
that
one.
like?
And so the
Brave
thing
and the
is though,
Bold
like,
was
Google
go ahead.
really fast.
No, go ahead,
okay.
Jermaine.
Just real quick. It was a series where the art style was more like back in the 70s, like a Silver Age style.
Okay.
And
Oh,
I know what you're talking
I
about.
think I've seen some of that. Yes.
and he
Okay.
teams up with a different hero every episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's super fun.
Yeah, he's got like Scooby Doo's in one of them, right? Like Red Arrow. Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking
So,
And that
Giselle.
series has my favorite version of Aquaman of all time. Absolute best Aquaman, no matter what comes out. I don't care how cool they try to make Aquaman. Batman Brave
Right.
and the Bold Aquaman is the Aquaman.
The Aquaman. So, Giselle says Bob Ross brings me comfort. I can sleep for hours listening to him. Yes.
Oh, that's a good one, actually.
I mean, that's a soothing voice. I don't blame
We're
you.
just gonna put some happy trees over here.
Right. That's a very comforting
Mhm.
voice.
Here. We all love clouds. Clouds are our friends.
Oh, Timon, where you at?
Hey!
Yeah.
Oh, we
He
love
loves
you
us.
too.
Oh, he
We
drunk.
love you too, but
We love you too. What are
We
your
love you too,
comfort
come on.
shows, sir?
right. Go ahead and list your comfort
Yeah,
shows
let's
on
put it in
here.
the comments.
But also like HBO Max has all the animated DC stuff on there, and
Not
I
all of
will.
it.
Well, not all of it, but like a lot of it. To where like
Yeah,
I
they
can
have a
just
lot of it.
I can just put one on and watch it and be happy. Like I love the
Speaking of
animated
which,
stuff.
have you seen that Catwoman movie?
Which one?
Is it on there yet?
I haven't. I don't know. I haven't looked.
Is there anyone?
I haven't looked all weekend, so
Oh.
let me check. As in, like
Is it animated?
the animated one.
Yeah, they did. You know how DC has like animated movies that go direct to DVD and whatnot?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
There's one that's like Catwoman.
I know there's one for
It's like-
Vixen, but that wasn't like that was a CW one.
Yeah, that one wasn't great.
It was okay. I'd still watch that one too. But yeah, that I have to look. Because it's been a minute. So I'm gonna say my number 2, and then Jermaine, you're gonna say your number 2. So my number 2 is Bob's Burgers.
Ooh,
I love-
Burger.
I love Bob's Burgers. Like I could put that on and be so content having it on. Like I'll have it on like all day, every day, regardless. Like I'll wake up to it, I'll fall asleep, I'll come in and like it can still be on my TV, and I'd sit there and watch it. I love it. It's not as for me. It's better than like all those other adult like animated shows because it's not like so crass. It has really good humor, and like they have really cute songs that are like hilarious to me. Like the Thanksgiving song that Linda does.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. That's my Thanksgiving jam, honestly. But like it's like I like it better. It's way better to me than Family Guy or American Dad.
Yeah, I feel like their adult humor is a little more wholesome in a way.
It's a little more. Maybe that's what it is because I'm low key wholesome.
Yeah.
Low-key.
We love it though. I do like Bob's Burgers in that way because out of the adult animated ones, mine was probably I mean, Family Guy when it first came out, I guess, but it was like the trendsetter for that. But after that, American Dad, I think I love American Dad.
Yeah, because American Dad was actually better than Family Guy. And
I'm sorry, they had a drag queen alien. Like you guys killed me. That bitch killed me. Roger kills me. I'm like Roger, you're a
Every
mess.
time.
But there's just something about Bob's Burger. It's just like it's this family of just they're so kooky and so funny, and there's like they're all relatable in their own way.
Yeah,
they're so relatable. Like my favorite character is Louise. Like I love Louise. I've been Louise for Halloween several times. I love Louise, but I know I'm a complete Tina. I know I'm a Tina, but I love Louise.
No.
I am. I know it. What's your number 2?
We're all a little Tina inside.
We're all a little Tina inside. What about you, Jermaine? What's your number 2?
All right, so my number 2 is Sailor Moon.
Okay.
The 90s Sailor Moon.
What are you pouring?
I'm not in pink.
Stop it. What are you pouring? Stop it. What are you pouring? Okay, good. That's what I'm saying.
Wine. I'm pouring some wine. I know it's wine. Try not to be what this might be good reading.
I guess, okay, I should say Sailor Moon and She-Ra are like the same. No, I've watched She-Ra more. Okay, so Sailor Moon, like they both sort of follow a formula, but Sailor Moon has more of an ongoing story, whereas She-Ra's story, like like it's not shown in sequence, so you have to sort of piece it all together and everything. But
follow.
Like I've watched them both so much and fallen asleep to both so much, and like everything's just in my head, and I love them both. And the music always gets me. Like, you know what? I watch those while I'm doing work, while I'm doing my art. I do that way more than before I fall asleep. Like, I'll watch She-Ra more when I'm about to fall asleep, but I'll watch Sailor Moon while I'm painting.
So, what do you think that is? Do you think it's like that, like the action and stuff, like what's happening?
Possibly, because the action on Sailor Moon is a little bit more exciting. So She-Ra, I'm not gonna say that's not exciting because there's more animation that goes into it. I guess I don't know. There's some episodes of She-Ra where I'm just like gripped, and there are other times when I'm just like, y'all cheated to make her win, but okay.
okay, Ash Ketchum.
She-Ra's plot armor is so thick.
Okay, season 1, Ash Ketchum.
Stop it. didn't fairly win.
Ketchum was such a cheater.
Ooh, go-to snacks. Okay. For me,
easy popcorn.
Okay, I'm a cookie man.
Oh man,
sorry. I'm something doughy. Give it to me doughy, whatever it is. Cookies, bread, pizza.
I'd honestly like a glass of wine.
Oh yeah,
a glass of wine, especially if I'm not necessarily trying to go to sleep, but I'm trying to like veg out a little bit and just relax for a little while. A glass of wine, and then maybe something sweet. I have a horrible sweet tooth, so like something with chocolate in it. Ooh, chocolate and caramel.
Oh, you got some chocolates today. At least 8 chocolates.
Oh yes, I'm a teacher. I always get gifts on Valentine's Day. What are you talking about?
Yes, oh, that's right.
Happy Valentine's Day, y'all. Right.
I'm a teacher.
I'm a teacher. I always get gifts on Valentine's
everyone.
Day.
I'll catch a Pokemon in your name.
Yeah. Right. Aww.
My mom got me this.
Oh, that's precious.
I was like, oh, this is nice.
Tell me why right
before got Reese's cups in it. Reese's
pieces in it. Ooh, she loves you. I love some Reese's cups. No, one of my students gave me, because they send out candygrams for the whole school. So like, one student gave me like a pack of Reese's, like the regular like 2 Reese's cups, and then one gave me a little heart. It was actually a medium-sized heart with Ghirardelli chocolates. But it's the one with the caramel inside, and so one is like the milk chocolate with caramel, and the like some of it was like the dark chocolate with sea salt caramel.
I was gonna say I love dark chocolate, y'all.
I love dark chocolate. Ooh man, some dark chocolate with a glass of wine.
You,
yes.
They trying to impress.
Look, that's probably one of the sweetest students ever, honestly. So he got that for all. I work in a classroom like 4 other adults, so like he's just sweet like that in general, or the parents are sweet just like that in general. But no, I'm I love it. No, last year one of my students gave me like a eyeshadow palette. I still use that junk, man. It was cute too. Gatorade, yes. If that makes you
Gotta
feel good,
stay
look,
hydrated.
Gatorade.
you better
Where
get
you
your
chilling out? The
electrolytes.
gym?
Get your electrolytes, my dude. Don't worry about it. It's
Hey,
okay.
when you're tucking in
You know
for a
what?
comfort
That sounds
show,
like a
you
good
gotta
idea.
be.
I'm gonna put on Sailor Moon and hit that treadmill. That's what I'm gonna do.
You know what?
Whatever you do, you got. Listen, actually, what you were saying before, when like shows that you put on when you're like doing work and stuff, it was funny that when you say that, because it was like actually one of my go tos when I'm like making any costumes or anything like that is what is that stupid show? You're in or you're out. Heidi Klum. God, Project Runway.
Project Runway.
I throw on Project Runway and I'm making clothes. I'm like, okay, it makes sense here because it's like it's on theme.
Oh, you know what?
It,
Just like
gets the
that.
hype going
Face
and
Off.
stuff. Oh yeah. Face Off is good.
See,
Face Off is a good one.
it depends on like what work I'm doing. If I'm doing like teacher work, I could probably have a show on. Normally I would have like music or a podcast going while I'm working. But if it's like this work, if I'm editing a show, if I'm doing highlights, I gotta be able to hear. And I'm like, I really want to listen to something while I'm doing all the in between stuff that doesn't require me to actually listen to the show.
Yeah.
Like where I'm trying to put stuff onto.
A podcast show almost takes more of my attention than a television show.
It does.
Yeah, because you have to like visualize what they're talking about sometimes.
Because you're visualizing it, but also if you move too much, you miss what they said, and you're like, "Oh, what's?"
And like if it's like something that's talking about like current events, like I listened to Political Rewind from GPB like all the time, and like it's talking about things that are going on in Georgia and some things that happen in the nation, like political wise, and like I'm starting talking back and forth with the podcast, so like I can't be doing other stuff. At best, I can do some dishes.
Yeah.
At best, I can do some dishes.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel bad about talking out loud during the show.
Okay.
What's your top one? What's your number one, Jermaine?
Oh, my number one.
Yeah.
My number one, if it's not Sailor Moon and it's not She-Ra, then
how could it be?
He-Man, Masters of the Universe.
Right?
You would think it'd be He-Man, don't you?
Yeah,
it was.
That was my thought.
You would think. I love me some He-Man and Thundercats, but no, it's neither of them. It's probably most likely Spectacular Spider-Man. I love that series so much.
Is that one on Disney Plus?
Yes.
Okay, I gotta find that.
Yeah, I have to watch that.
I want to watch it. Yeah,
it is the absolute best Spider-Man series. I've watched that like 17 times in 2 years. Like,
yes.
You know, the Spider-Mans have been like the one from the 90s. There's another one that was kind of like he goes into a different universe, a different timeline.
That was Spider-Man Unlimited. That was from 98.
Yeah. I've seen that one a few times.
When Marvel was like, "Oh yeah, Batman Beyond, we can do that too."
Right.
Essentially.
And it's not as good as the first one from the 90s. For those that don't know and get upset with, wokeness in your comics, remember that the first like Spider-Man show was Spider-Woman.
Oh yeah.
That was the first Spider-Man show, was Spider-Woman.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the first Spider-Man cartoon was from 66.
Oh.
And it lasted from 66 until I want to say 67, 68. But then the next Spider-Man show, the next Spider show was Spider-Woman in 79. And that's because the Spider-Man was going through a whole thing in Japan because the Spider-Man live action show had come out in Japan in 70, I want to say 7.
Mm-hmm.
77 or 78, and it was big.
They played up
And
that with the Spider Woman show. Like I watched a few episodes of that one, and they really played up the Wonder Woman.
Wonder
mhm,
Woman.
the
I'm a what?
spin.
Oh, yeah, bust in and do this, and then when I come back to my secret identity, I'm a damsel. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
I'm just a woman in
you
distress.
don't do anything. You go run and hide and stay safe, bitch.
Hmm.
I fought this. What are you talking about?
Okay,
Honestly,
so
I
then
love that about certain characters. Like that's I don't want to say Shira was because Adora wasn't a damsel in distress, but Bo liked to treat her like she was one. And she was all too happy to just be like, okay, sure, Bo, you go handle it. So she could go off and like transform into She-Ra on her own
yeah,
in
For
secret.
convenience.
yeah.
But there were
Look at this
some
dumb man trying to
episodes,
be. uh,
but there were some episodes where she'd be like, oh, I'll go run, I'll go hide, and you go that way, and blah blah blah. And Bo would not let her. He'd be like, no,
go
don't
find
be
out where the danger
ridiculous. You're safer here with me where I can protect you. And she's like, no, 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 that's fine.
is.
We can split up.
Right. Oh my
She's
goodness.
like, go find out what that noise
You
was.
do
I'll be
you do that.
okay. Don't
You do that. You
worry.
do
Just
that. You do that.
leave me behind.
Okay.
Come save
So
your ass later.
so my number one show is Steven Universe.
Oh, how do we
That's my
forget that?
That's
like
a good one.
so the thing is that when did we start watching Steven Universe? We started watching Steven Universe at least I think right before the pandemic. So probably like a year before the pandemic happened. And that we wouldn't purposely fall asleep to, but like we would literally watch it when it was on Hulu, and it was just like the first 4 seasons. And we'd watch it all the time, straight through. We might miss things, but eventually we'd come back and see it again because we'd keep playing it. And then we got HBO Max. And then we got HBO Max.
That was it.
Oh my
World
gosh.
changed.
And then I found out the entire series and the movie and Steven Universe feature was on there. I was like, holy snap. Now, if I could just get all of this to run together without me having to like search for the different ones. Man, the way that we played out the Steven Universe movie for at least a few months. Like the kids and I would watch it repeatedly and listen to the soundtrack repeatedly for months, and then watch Steven Universe feature, and they go back and forth on which one they wanted to watch. And I'd be like, "Can we just watch the first one because that's at least like 5 or 6 seasons, and like you can literally start that series." And it still be going at least a couple days because the episodes aren't really long. They're literally 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you watch it enough, you keep it going enough, you catch all the things. There's still things that like I realized that I hadn't seen.
But this is part the first time.
Right, it's like it's still brand new to me, even though I've watched the show so many times. But that one's comforting, and like the little songs and the kids like it, and it's I don't know, like that one right there is.
It's such
That
a
was my
sweet
favorite
show.
one.
It's like mollifying.
It is, and then some people have been watching it lately, and like there are some things to critique about it. But for me, right now, I like it because it is comforting for me. The show itself,
it's
the
still
whole
done really
yeah, like the it's I can't help it.
The spirit of it is to be
the
that
spirit,
too.
yeah. What I used to love as a kid to fall asleep to, Nick at Night, back when they played the shows that were still in black and white. So at best, like when the earliest thing they showed that was in color was probably like
Bewitched,
I Dream a Genie,
Yeah,
Taxi, in the Mary Tyler Moore
Mhm.
show, but like when they were playing like Lucy, I Love Lucy, and Dick Van Dyke,
Yeah.
like those shows were comforting for me to watch as a little kid. I used to love to watch those shows.
Block Party
I feel like
Summer
it
had my
changes over time.
life on like the
Mm-hmm.
amount of times I can recite to you the songs from their from their like commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yes, yes,
Remember the
yes.
commercials, bitch. The jingles.
And then it would upset me as like as the years go by, like the shows became more like they became too current for me, and I'm like, these aren't old
They're super
shows.
modern. Suddenly, Family
They're too
Matters is
modern.
on there,
Right, this
and
is too
Full
current for
House.
me. Right, this is too current for me. Like,
Yeah.
no, I want something that was on before I was even born. Please,
Yeah.
like something that my parents probably ignored because it felt like old TV for people. Like I needed something older. Like if the color wasn't grainy, I didn't want it.
11 Pluto has like Bewitched and like a lot of the Nick at Night.
Hmm.
Well, the color ones. I don't think they
Yeah,
have too many. Well, I think they have I Love Lucy. I think they have like a whole I Love Lucy channel. I think they do have a
I
few like
wonder.
TV Land
Yeah,
like dedicated channels. You
yeah.
know, so they'll do. So
You
you can maybe
mean
find some of them
like
there.
TV Land used to be?
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah, old school TV. Because like I guess it's kind of like the Super Bowl. I think we're gonna cater to the oldies now.
Right,
And it's like, oh, but
right,
that's us now.
right.
What? Excuse
No.
me?
Ugh.
Yeah, that doesn't make any
That's called
No.
sense.
Tubi.
That's what I'm saying.
There's
Whatever
so many.
called, that's who they're catering to us
There's
now.
too many.
And
There's too many
sadly,
of
that
them.
means that we've reached an age bracket that. I don't know what.
Man, I hate it. All right, so I was gonna bring up another thing, like shows that people love, like comfort shows that people loved, but you're like, I don't understand it. But we're cutting close on time, so like, give me one where you're just like, people love this show and watch it religiously long after it's been off the air, and you're like, I don't get it. Why do people like this show? You know,
Oh, I just dropped something. Oh, I just said something really controversial.
you know.
No,
To be
that's not
honest with
true.
no, no,
'Cause
no,
I did
no.
like it.
No. So here's the thing, though. So like, I completely understand because I have not rewatched Vampire
Oh.
Diaries or the original. So like,
What? You were literally going off of the one run through you've seen your whole life, and you still rant and raving about it like this.
It was that impactful.
it was that impactful, but also like the amount of fanfic and like the amount of fandom. Like,
Yeah. No,
but
you
it's so
have
funny
it
though.
in it though.
Yeah, but like it's so funny the Facebook group that I'm in, like they talk about like rewatching it all the time, and I'm like, I can't bring myself to do it. Number one, I have beef with Julie Plex, so therefore I don't feel like giving her any more of my money, which is why I've not watched Legacies yet.
Yeah.
So I'm
Okay.
holding back on that. But like Julie Plex, I got beef with her on
Yeah.
site. So you say that, and I'm like, I low key agree. Like I haven't rewatched it yet, but I can tell you shit that happened. Like, legit.
She's like, but I still remember every moment.
I still remember enough of it. Thank you. But yes.
No, not that one. Not that one. Because I did enjoy that one actually. So I guess ones that
Boy, you try to
are
play
on
me.
that why are they on? I'm not really. I don't really have. I don't know. I always find a redeemable quality. I haven't seen something that I was like, this is trash. What am I watching? In a very long time.
What about you, Jermaine? Like, what's the show that everybody seems to love that's like they watch repeatedly that you're just like, I don't get it?
I mean, we gonna talk about it.
Do it. Do it. Start some violence. Do it.
It's not a new one, or it's not an old one. It's Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol and Titans. Both of them can go down in flames.
Lord of
Okay. I heard Doom Patrol's bad. I heard it was very.
I started it, but I haven't been able to get myself to finish it yet. And Titans, I think I started this latest season, but literally fell asleep, and I haven't gone back to rewatch any of it yet.
Actually, I lied. You know which one? Winx. Winx was bad. I'm sorry.
Winx.
I was trying to get into it, and it looked like it was gonna be good.
Oh, the new one from Netflix.
Yeah, and I was like, this is bad. Actually, I saw part of the animated one because it has an animated series too, right?
Yeah, it was the animated.
I saw like maybe the first few episodes, and I was like, oh, this is predictable.
Man, the predictability. So
I haven't finished it. So
I love Sailor Moon so much, and I love the concept of magical girls, but I hate all the other magical girl series.
All the magical girls.
Winx Club, Witch. What's that one? Tokyo Mew Mew, Wedding Peach.
Yeah. First of all, I didn't know Tokyo Mew Mew was a thing. But the fact that it's called Tokyo Mew Mew is indication enough.
Glitter Force, Doki Doki.
Glitter. You mean Pretty Cure? Glitter Force is its own whole
No.
Don't say anything about Glitter Force because my daughter might fight you on it.
In Japanese, it's Pretty Cure.
Pretty Cure. Look, on Netflix it says Glitter Force.
And they changed
Pretty
the name
Cure?
to Glitter Force. And I didn't even like Pretty Cure. But for some reason, I want to fight them for changing its name to Glitter Force.
Well, Pretty Cure doesn't sound... I don't know what Pretty Cure is supposed to be. What are you curing with Pretty? All this ugly? Like, what's happening here?
What are you trying to force with this glitter?
Sparkles.
What are you trying to force with all this glitter?
I know. I mean, but pedicure sounds like... Or are you giving me, like, a pedicure?
Right.
Like a pedicure that, like, afterwards I come out, you know, looking like fierce.
And then they changed the name of Tokyo Mew Mew when they transferred it over to America. They changed its name to Mew Mew Power, but it was still terrible. Well,
they changed the name, but they didn't do anything for the writing. So
they did edit their transformation sequences, so like that one girl isn't naked for the 0.4 seconds that she's on screen.
But aren't they always naked for all of the transformations?
Thank God for that.
No,
Think
because
of the children.
Unlike Sailor Moon, where they where their skin or whatever becomes super blinding lights or whatever, so it's they've got kaleidoscope effect on it, so they're technically not naked. It's just whatever.
Right.
Tokyo Mew Mew does this thing
forget all that,
where you see their skin, but it's light and then light wraps around it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's
but yeah, it's suggestive, as in but you still see a lot of lines and a lot of detail that you weren't expecting to see.
They changed the monkey girl for no reason. They just shortened hers to the Tokyo Mew Mew girls. Their powers are all based on animals.
I don't know if I want to watch that. I don't think.
She's and you lost me.
The second girl is a hummingbird. The other girl is...
I'd be the cat. I am a cat already. What are we talking about?
I forget what the green girl is. I keep wanting to say she's lettuce, and she isn't.
Maybe she's a lizard.
The yellow girl is a monkey, and the fifth girl is a wolf.
That's Sailor Jupiter. Whichever that one is Sailor Jupiter for sure, hands down.
Yeah, their Venus is their Jupiter. She's taller and older than all of them, but also she don't do nothing.
Well, I said the Jupiter one because the wolf I would expect to be the more physical fighter of them.
All of them have superpowers, attacks or whatever. But unlike Sailor Moon's attacks, where you see the damage it wrought, their powers just go in these balls and once they hit the enemy, they explode into glitter and sparkles, and I'm just like, that attack didn't do nothing.
Where the power go?
All right, so for me, I'm sure I'm gonna make a highlight of this very moment. I'm gonna post it everywhere, and I'm okay. I'll take the smoke. I don't care. Get ready.
She gonna say
The
Criminal
Office.
Minds.
No, The Office.
Okay.
Oh
Office.
yes.
The Office.
I
hate. I hate The Office. I don't like The Office. It's never funny to me. I don't care. Bring smoke. I don't care. The Office is not funny to me. And Parks and Rec is the superior show. No, you will not tell me that The Office is funny. It's not funny to me.
Parks and Rec is superior.
Parks and Rec is superior. I just don't like it.
Office is not funny. It has moments, but I don't think
you know. And you know, I'm probably gonna get it from the from some paler skinned people about this, but like I don't like The Office. The Office has never been funny to me. Friends is not funny to me.
Yeah,
Seinfeld is not funny to me. Like, look,
Seinfeld is not funny. Period.
Seinfeld is not funny to me.
Seinfeld is not funny. It's not witty. It's not fun.
It's not funny. People love these shows, and I'm like, this like Friends. Living Single did it better.
Friends sometimes, but
Living Single did it better.
Yeah.
Seinfeld. I mean, you really got these shows where like they're in New York and it's literally the least diverse cast you can think of. Number one, honestly, and it's like the stuff is not funny to me. Never.
It's not even that. Their humor isn't all that. I'm sorry, but Jerry Seinfeld's humor isn't really all that.
Seinfeld was just weird for the sake of being weird, just like Doom Patrol.
They're just like, how can we just like throw random shit in there, but that's their fan base. Their fan base of people who like random shit. Oh, random shit's happening.
If y'all are angry with me for naming those three shows, I'm just saying, like The Office, Seinfeld,
I'll
Friends.
name them again for you.
all these three shows, they are not funny to me. Friends has not aged well at all.
No.
Friends has not aged well in the slightest. Not one.
Oh, you know what I love? I love when people argue with you about Friends and they're like, well, it's older, so it just didn't age well. I'm like, but
that's an indication
Golden
of
Girls
why it's not good.
With great gusto. I can still get it to Mama's Family. I can still watch freaking The Jeffersons. So
right.
Let's be real. And more importantly, why doesn't it age well? It's not aging well because they're saying shit that becomes problematic. like Mama's Family isn't doing that.
Like
so does
the whole punchline of like
supposed to be problematic from the jump.
Right. He wrote them that way. Like, or like Family Ties. Like, hello. Clearly, the guy in Family Ties is really problematic.
There's a difference between that, like the tone deafness of it. You know, they're problematic because without knowing they're problematic. Get me? Versus these other characters who are written to be problematic so that they can show a contrast. You know what I mean? They're purposely put there.
Don't say all, because he just came busting into my room and I just so happened to mute myself before he busted in.
Because we missed that other part where this was not approved. This is not approved behavior.
Like, he's your alarm to say it's time for us to go.
It really is, honestly.
That's really what that was. Like, he's like, so baby's tired, mommy needs to go. Y'all need to shut up.
Okay, so yeah, that's basically it. So if you guys want to fight us about the shows that we didn't think were good,
sorry.
It's okay. That'll be all right. If you guys have something to say about the shows that we said weren't funny or good and didn't age well, that's fine. Y'all can reach us. You can find me on Twitch. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Facebook. Come at me. I don't care. You can find us.
I got my guns loaded.
I got it. It's fine. I fully stand by my statements. All the smoke. I fully stand by my statements. But anyways, make sure that you find us, like, comment, subscribe, share. If you're on our YouTube channel right now, make sure you share it with your friends and check out some of our other episodes and subscribe to this
I
so
don't
you
know
get
which
alerts.
fan base is crazier, The Office or the Beehive.
I don't.
No, the Beehive.
The Barbs.
No,
The Barbs. I don't know where the Barbs.
The Barbs.
Wait, who are the Barbs?
Nicki Minaj fans.
Nicki Minaj.
Oh no, but they're not more vicious than the Beehive. They're just more toxic because they're useless.
Stop. Look.
Their diva is useless as they are.
Stop. Stop.
And so,
Look,
I mean, we're talking about, but then
for real.
let's just only talk about just their diva, Beyonce, Nicki.
Stop.
Come on.
See, look.
Come on.
See.
Come
Now
on,
you
level.
see.
This is a
It's
whole
one
different
thing.
episode that you just started. Stop.
Right. Because the thing is, though, that there's a difference between like us getting some smoke over some TV shows and us getting doxxed by some Barbs. Look,
Yeah.
I am not. Look, I am not in this place to get doxxed by some Barbs. Okay.
Sorry.
Even though.
I mean, I guess we can talk about it.
Problematic.
I mean, we can talk about their negativity, and I mean,
like the Barbs are problematic, but also like Nicki has some problematic things too.
What is this on my screen? What did you just do?
What?
Something just popped up on my screen.
Look, you done got us doxxed already. Damn. And on that note, Tamon's gonna be hosting the next episode. He's gotta let us know what it is. And you'll hear about it soon. So thank you so much, y'all, for joining us tonight. As you guys know, I'm Ricky Z, hosting tonight. Thank you, Julian. You can find him at Bad Juju, double B's, double D's, and double Juju, double Jew.
On Twitch. Yeah, you'll find me on Twitch. Oh man, we play some video games. We do some cool stuff. And Ricky just got a little bit frozen. Otherwise, you can find Jermaine.
Screenshot.
No.
I will take them all. I'll take them all. When she's on top of it, she knows exactly what she's doing. So for anyone who's listening, every frozen moment of her is like a new face. She's on top of it. She knows exactly what to do.
Don't play me.
Yeah, right.
All right, y'all. No, for real. We'll see y'all next Monday, and we'll figure out what our next topic is. But follow us on all the things, and we'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.
Bye, everyone.